We're going to get started with our readers workshop today. Now, we have been so busy analyzing and learning about poetry that I thought we would start to use a new comprehension strategy that's going to be really important when we are reading not only poetry but also nonfiction and fiction books, okay? Today we're going to be learning something that's called making an inference or inferencing. And so today, what we're going to talk about is what is an inference and get some examples of inferences and then have a chance for you to try it on your own. Now, we know as smart first grade readers that we should always be making predictions while we're reading, right? And I know that a prediction is almost like a guess to what is going to happen next in a book, right? That's what a prediction is. So a prediction is like a guess of what's going to happen next in our book, right? Where we have like key words that will lead us to think like, and then blah, blah, blah. Well, today we're going to go a little bit deeper into not what a prediction is, but what an inference is. And an inference is a little bit more complicated than just a prediction. An inference is almost like a mathematical equation, like an addition equation, where you find clues that you are reading in the text. So things that are right there in the book, whether in the picture or in the words. And you add that to what you already know about the topic, so your background information, equals an inference of what is going to happen or something about a character, okay? Now, I like to use a sentence stem when thinking about inferences, where it goes, I infer, and this is what your inference is, because I know, so what do you already know about this topic, and I see or read what? Okay, so we're going to give this a try with some pictures today. And we're going to infer what is going on in the picture based on what we already know and based on what we see. Okay, so our first picture here, just take a look at what you see. Look at all the different clues within that picture. And remember, an inference is where you have to guess what is going on using what you know and what you see. So I infer this, man was rushing and slipped on the wet floor. That is my inference, okay? And the reason that I think that that is what happened is because I know. So what do I already know about this situation? That I know that this little yellow sign, the caution wet floor, means that something has been spilled. So I know the sign is saying something was spilled. Oops. And I see, and then what do you see in the picture that helps support that inference? And I see a man on the ground with all his papers scattered. So I infer this man was rushing and slipped on the wet floor because I know the sign is saying something was spilled, and I see a man on the ground with all of his papers scattered. So that would be an inference of what is going on. They didn't tell you exactly what happened or how it all went down. We have to find the pieces to the puzzle ourselves. All right, so let's take a look at another one together. So take a look at this picture and think about what is going on in our picture and what could we make an inference for. So I'm going to say, I infer the woman in the white tank top is going to win a race. Okay, we don't know if that's going to happen or not. That's just our inference of what's going to happen. And we have to write, because I know, what do we already know about this situation? So I know the person who crosses the line first in a race wins. And I see the woman is hitting, I guess, the white line. And so that is my inference of what is going on in our picture. Now, let's take this a step further and think about a passage together. So what we're going to do is we're going to read this passage together to infer where they are going, okay? And so as we're thinking clues that we heard and what we already know and then our inference, okay? So this says, Josh woke up early on Saturday morning and looked outside the window. The sun was out and it was hot. His dad called to Josh and said, "It is a perfect day. Don't forget to bring a towel." Josh grabbed a towel and they left the house. Now, we have to infer where they're going. The author never told us exactly where they were going. We have to infer that on our own. So we have to think, well, what clues did we hear in that passage? I heard that they needed towels, right? I also heard that he looked outside the window. The sun was out and it was hot. So we know that it is sunny, that it is hot outside. Those are all clues to help us make an inference of where this kid is going. So they needed a towel, it was sunny, and it was hot. Okay? Now, what do I already know? So I already know that it is hot in summer. So I'm going to put that down here. So summertime is hot. So maybe it's summer. I know that, sorry, it's hard to talk and type at the same time. So summertime is hot. I know that when it's sunny, you can go to the pool or the beach when it is sunny. So you want to be outside when it's sunny. And I know that when you have a towel, when you're told to bring a towel somewhere, that you're probably going to go somewhere where it's wet. Go somewhere where there is water. And so my inference would be, I infer that Josh and his dad are going to the beach because I know that they're taking towels and it is sunny, and I know that you visit the beach during the summertime when it is hot outside, and that would be my inference. So what you're going to do is, in your Seesaw account, there is another passage that I have read out loud. You have to infer what is going on in the passage and then think of pieces of evidence from the passage and then what you already know about that topic to make your inference. Okay, first grade, tomorrow we're going to come back together and talk about inferences and then apply it to some poems that we're going to read, okay? So head off to Seesaw and get started on your inferences. Bye, first grade.